I guess today is like the one week anniversary of Ixalan being legal and modern, and I am now getting around to playing a card that's pretty exciting, card that did well in the last showcase challenge too, or the only showcase challenge. Tishana's Tidebinder. Merfolk Wizard, 3 mana, 3/2 flash. When it enters the battlefield, counter up to one target activated ability or triggered ability. And if that ability was of a artifact, creature, or planeswalker that's countered, that permanent loses all abilities for as long as this is on the battlefield. So it's like a combination Stifle, Pithing Needle on a 3/2 flash body. It's also very, very relevantly a playable wizard for control decks like this, which Flame of Anor is one hell of a magic card if you have a wizard in play. That card has been doing well in Rhinos, been doing well in Merfolk. I'm hearing reports in chat that Mingu played something like this, and I want to play something like this too. You know, I'm excited. I think this card is very strong. Gives you density Merfolks for your Flame of Anor deck. Also, like, you're kind of just like not that incentivized to be playing Ragavan in these blue-red decks anymore. Ragavan's, gotten a lot worse, and we do have a couple copies in the sideboard. But I think right now is a pretty good time to be playing a Snapcaster control deck. We actually played against a lot of Snapcasters yesterday. Pat Mustard 11, thank you. McGilling with the 27. Only one Blood Moon main in the Moon deck. You be thankful we're playing Blood Moon at all! Be thankful we're playing Blood Moon at all! Only one Blood Moon. You're lucky we're here today with 4 Snapcasters and a Blood Moon. Probably put back the Fury here. Blue Moon-ish. You know what? Blue Moon fans are the worst. I've been silent on this issue for years. Blue Moon fans are the worst. They just want to play Ral Zarek, Is It Viceroy forever. They want to play the exact same 75. They just, they like, I wish there was a playable blue-red deck. I wish there was a playable blue-red deck. While Murktide is like, hey, brother, you want to play with me today? No. I will never play you, Murktide Regent. I need Ral Zarek. Is it Viceroy or it's not Blue Moon? Just a bit of banter, huh? Steven Spasagi, what a fun couple cards they got over there. Let's get a basic island then, Preordain. Shaky Nightmare with the 36, thank you, welcome back. So we're up against Rhinos. Tidebinder can notably counter the Cascade trigger, but we're also unfortunately on the draw. Never mind. They ain't used to Tidebinder yet. I tell you what, they don't know what hit them. Fuck. They're used to Tidebinder. They do know what hit them. Damn it. Fuck. They did know what hit them. Darn it. Let's say they got 2 cards in their hand. I have 4 cards in my hand, so who's winning? If we draw land, we can Otawara. They suspend a Crashing Footfalls. Archmage's Charm. Not that I have very many Archmage's Charms in the deck. Would be kind of good. Only my wizard was still in play, huh? So I think what I'll do here is I'll Island Cycle. Get an island. I'll Flame of Anor now. While they can't hardcast Force of Negation. And then we can Otawara next turn. Or we could draw Snapcaster and go Snap Flame of Anor. They play Otawara as a land, which would definitely imply that their last card is Subtlety. Does Tidebinder stop Tidebinder? Yes. I think Mingu posted a screenshot of that happening, actually, today. Yeah. So I think that they're... assuming I'm right about the last card being Subtlety, We're kind of doing okay because we get to counterspell this Footfalls when it comes down. We get to bolt the Subtlety. Potentially. Right on time, Spell Pierce. Just wait until they draw Fire Eyes. We're going to have Spell Snare ready to go, baby. We'd also draw another Tidebinder and Tidebinder, although I guess if we want to play around Subtlety, that plan won't be very good. Flame of Anor, draw 2. Well, that resolves. You got 2 more rhinos in the deck, I guess. Shocks and Stomping Ground. Hardcast of Fury. Lightning Bolt. When I first started playing Magic, I had a friend who played a black-red deck that was just all removal spells and would always flick the card onto the table like this and like touch the creature with the Doomblade or whatever. It was very annoying. Is this the card people keep saying is too good? Yeah, he's in character. Alright, so we got the next Cascade handled, maybe. Although if they have Subtlety like we think, then I guess they get Subtlety this, then we Spell Pierce. They play stop that. It was like RTR eras, like all like Doomblades and Dreadbores and stuff. Okay, we'll keep a Counterspell. I'd love for you to draw a Fire Ice opponent at some point. I just love to Spell Snare a Fire Ice. My #1 wish. So let's probably guess that they're gonna hardcast Subtlety here. So I have a couple options. I can let this just happen, bolt the Subtlety, and then Spell Pierce the Cascade. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and use the Counterspell. Ah, my own Fire Ice. I think I will save that. Because if my opponent has Murktide, being able to ice it for a turn could like buy me enough time. Dead. 2 cards in opponent's hand. Probably correct to not tap out of Tidebinder. Kind of tempting to just slam a draw 3 though. Well, pass back. I'm not going to Tidebinder their Misty. Andrew with the 25 months. Thank you. Welcome back. This way, maybe you cannot use Pierce anymore. Me not countering the... Yes, baby! Let's go. I'm unlikely to use this Pierce this game. It might happen, but I think it's kind of going to be unlikely no matter what. Maybe I actually want to Lrien Revealed here. Yeah, I have another basic island. My hand is pretty stacked. Extra mana is kind of nice. Spins of Footfalls. Might just go for Snap Preordain. I think I like Snap Preordain here. Turn 15, cast it a Snapcaster. Let's freaking go. So they have their own Tidebinder. So I could Tidebinder the Tidebinder. Or I can Counterspell the Tidebinder. I think I'll Counterspell, so this way if they have Violent Outburst, I can Spell Pierce. Also, if they have Force of Negation, I can Spell Pierce. Okay. So they do get the top deck here. They have False on Suspend, which this Tidebinder can handle. Wow, Preordain is so good. Oh, never mind. Preordain is so bad. Big top deck. Nothing. So I really don't want to shuffle those two Steam Vents back in, so I'm not going to crack this Scalding Tarn. Good flash in the Tidebinder into turn. Seems a little risky with my opponent having this Footfall coming down. And maybe if I was presenting lethal, I would, but I'm not even presenting lethal. Polly with the 7 months, thank you. The Dark Fire will not avail you. Let's go. Flame of Anor. Thank you, Polly. Glad you like the stream. If you thought the Dark Fire might avail you, think again. Think again. Okay, let's draw two. So they play a mountain, right? If they don't play a mountain, it's correct for me to play Tidebinder because they have to fetch shock to Violent Outburst. They don't play a basic mountain. I think they do though. Let me just double check like what the wait, why is the why can't I see the showcase? Go showcase, here it is. Double check for the mountain. There's a mountain in the showcase list, so I think I'm just gonna go ahead and play a little bit patiently here. Do they have another Footfalls? Okay, they have 1, 2, 3. Yeah, they do. Counter the fetch, surely. Well, if I'm debating playing out this Tidebinder so that I can present lethal here. That was the conversation. If I do that and they go Mountain Violent Outburst, I probably will lose this game. Okay, so I let this trigger happen, right? And then I countered this one after there are no counters on it. They didn't have green for Outburst. I thought they had Steam Vents Besage up. If they just had Steam Vents up, then it was correct to have played it last turn. Winter with the 8 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Okay, then I should have played it last turn. Sorry, I thought it was Steam Vents Besage for some reason. Right, well, attack for 3 on turn 19. Gonna go for it in my opponent's upkeep here. Oh. Sorry, I should have, whoa, I should have waited still to upkeep, but whatever. Okay, get to bring in, long game, long game. Okay, so Spell Snare's out, Spell Pierce is in, Fury in, Flame Slash in, Explosives in, Bolts out. Probably want like 2 bolts. They're like a bolt against like the subtleties they run out is pretty nice. So maybe like 2 bolt, 2 fire ice. Alright, Let's click submit. Long game, Spell Pierce in. I mean, we got a really good Spell Pierce in on like turn 19, or not turn 19, like turn 15. They had like 10 mana. Oh, sorry, Blood Moon out. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Oh, but Force of Negation in. Yeah, gonna be a long league, just like the good old days, chat. This is the kind of deck I used to play all the time. All the time. The Darkfire may avail us here. As I click this mulligan button. No Ragavan? Yeah, I'm not gonna bring in Ragavan on the draw against them. Put back second Snapcaster. Put back the Flame Slash. Put back probably second Snapcaster. Alright, hard to put back a Lrien Revealed here. Yeah, not a real Blue Moon deck, because no single copy of Inevitable Trail. No awful cards in the deck, so how can you call this a Blue Moon without without any pack cards? Sorry, put the standing desk down. Claw with 8 months, thank you, welcome back. Nar with 8, thank you as well. Yeah, Snapcaster is weirdly popular again. Flame of Anor is a hell of a card and pairs so well with it. Okay, the turn 3 ice not as scary as the turn 2 ice. Have I done any of the Dimir Accent 1 decks? I don't know what Accent 1 means, like Dimir Shadow, but or what the Dimir Accent 1 means. But yeah, I feel like the Dimir Shadow deck, like I kind of like weirdly popularized it, but also at the same time it was very weird where I'm like the whole time like the deck felt awful, and I think it looked kind of bad, but our record wasn't that bad. Our record wasn't that bad, but I thought the deck looked really bad. But people were really excited about it and started playing it. Okay. Okay. Yeah, that card's been more and more common lately. Think I'm pitching Snapcaster? It's kind of close. Last time was Simon Bruce, saw version, no splunking. Well, I tried the cave card, and the cave card I thought was pretty good, but it wasn't like I think better than the Up the Beanstalk build. So like I would say that build is like is certainly still what I would play. I just draw 2 end of turn. I've come to the conclusion that Pioneer is in fact broken. It is? I remember I was watching a little bit, Doom, and I thought I heard you say that you thought there was like no chance the Cascade deck would win the RC, but maybe things turned around. A Tidebinder, my Tidebinder. Welcome to Modern. I have no idea what the fuck is going on in Pioneer. I tell you what, I am so confused every single time I play this format. The Cascade deck is definitely obscene. I believe it. I believe it. It gets worse in open decklist. Yeah, open decklist seems dicey. Okay, I'm gonna draw 2 cards. I'm gonna deal 5 damage. I'm gonna draw 2 to this thing. Slash in the flames. Furying the agents. Plus a Carnosaur in Modern, Black Red Mirror, the Carnosaur's Troll gonna be a thing. I haven't played it yet. I've been kind of... I have like a really weird build of that deck that's like not as good as Scam probably. We brewed it on Saturday. I will get around to it at some point, I think. Or I plan to at some point get around to it, rather. I think we blocked the Mutavaults. Since I have one more Flame Slash. So they've got 2 cards in their hand. Hopefully not too good. It seems like what they're saying in chat, their hand isn't too good. But in actuality, they're drawing 3 cards and they're pretty ahead. You see Carnosaur, ticks jump, it's like 40 ticks now. I don't know, I just don't pay attention to this kind of stuff. Here at the 7th, thank you. Snapcaster? Probably keep Lrien Revealed too. Have 5 cards in their hand. Maybe we could have countered that. Oh, sorry, should have countered that one. I don't know why I saw the red tapping too. I thought I was getting it to block. Red card, Fury Island. Okay, game 3. No Ragavan on the play. They kept in Dead Gone. Yeah, they kept in Dead Gone. Could be good though. Let's try it. It's also just kind of good to play, like, play Ragavan, hold up Counterspell on turn 3. Had Rockrick on the brain at all. I mean, I missed Rockrick. There is, like, less red and 6 lately. I don't know. I thought about playing it in some of the Cascade Bean decks. It being a red and white card is nice, but I never really felt like... I always felt like if you played enough multicolor cards for Rockrick, your deck was worse. Like, just the way it laid out. Yeah, not a real Blue Moon deck, no Sleep Cursed Fairy, no Ral Zarek is Viceroy, only 1 main deck moon. Pete Terry, think of the 25 months. Hope you're doing well. Yeah, don't worry, play Snappy. Let's go. Yeah, Tidebinder is so much. Yeah, we were playing. I think this is even like why I played this deck today, or no, I had this deck ready yesterday. Yeah, I had this deck ready. Never mind. But yesterday we played against like this deck, but they were playing Sleep Cursed Fairy over over Tidebinder, and the whole time I'm like, I'm sure glad. I was playing Discovered also, so I was like, I'm glad it's not the Tidebinders. These Flame Slashes suck. Tidebinder's pretty good though. This hand's like I think we keep it. Double Tidebinder to play is going to be very good if we draw a land. Only 2 Ragavans? Yeah, only 2. They're not in the main deck either. I have them in the sideboard. The Seth Manfield tech. How was Geological? Not very good. I don't know. Very easy to disrupt, and I felt like the deck was still pretty... Like, the deck was just like a little clunky without a clear plan to unclunk it, you know? You mean mine? We played yesterday. It was just busted. The Sleep Cursed Fairy deck. If I mean you, I did mean it was busted. Yeah. Tidebinder fetch line yet? Hopefully in a second. Damn it. The thing is, they're also playing Tidebinder, so they like know, you know. Oh fuck. Sorry, I meant to fetch on my turn also, play a little too fast. But if they just hold up Tidebinder, I'm also like kind of chilling. Oh, they're not holding it up though. All the tap steam vents. No subtlety in City 5. I've been kind of unhappy with subtlety lately. Don't have like a big argument for you, but just been kind of unhappy. Oh no, they end of turn iced me. Could have played around with a shock. Kind of feel like if that's they would have maybe held it up, right? Huge blowout. Okay, so I can go Flame Snap Flame. I can go Flame Flame Murktide. I can go also Flame Flame Murktide. Or Tidebinder. I think I just go Flame Flame Tidebinder up. Or if they force a negation of Flame Slash, then we can maybe Snapcaster Flame Slash. But making the Murktide a little bit bigger would be nice. The 5/5 is pretty big. But I can also go Murktide with Tidebinder up next turn, and they pitch a subtlety. I think with them doing this, we'll go Snap Flame though. Oh, we'll make that if they. Okay, they have a dispute. Okay, sure. Okay, down to 11. They have 2 cards in their hand. Yeah, I think I'm gonna hardcast the Fury. Very notably, like, we don't necessarily need to put them on another Cascade spell or anything. Oh, they have Tidebinder. Dude, Tidebinder is so good. It's so good. So the plan, I guess, is to trade here, take 6 down to 5, and then 4/4 Murktide with Tidebinder up. I mean, I can also block here, take 6. Just keep my Fury in play. This is probably better. Literally just taking one more. Doesn't trade. Wait, what? It loses all abilities? Wait, it's just a 3/3. What the fuck, dude? I think we block here then. Because then I can go Murktide, trade, Tidebinder up, but shit. So if I played this Preordain, I can have a 5/5 Murktide, which is such a big deal. I won't be able to have Tidebinder up unless I hit a land. I think high rolling here is okay. Counterspell is also like really good hit. Another Fear top wouldn't have the ability either. It's not cards with that name, is it? Yeah, it's just the permanent. Turtle Power, 45 months. Thank you, welcome back. We seeing any Pioneer content in the Stream League into Atlanta? Probably some. The format seems to be like worse than it was like before the set came out. Like the Discover decks are kind of crazy. Also, like and like for the most part, like the decks I'm leaning towards playing are not interesting brews. And I kind of a very simple level. Like if I don't think that if I don't think the Pioneer deck I'm wanting to play test is interesting, I'm not going to play it on stream. I just, kind of refuse to like feel like the stream is uninteresting. So if it's interesting, I'll play it, and if it's not, I won't. And that'll work out for you guys too, so you don't have to be bored while you're here. The Blue Jewel deck. I play tested it a little bit off stream. Did not seem good at all. I may play like another match or something. I have double Tidebinder up now. Tidebinder shutting off Orcs or Shieldreds is nasty. Yeah. There's a lot. I can go to 3, just won't go to 2. Not a big difference between being at 3 and 2. So now I'll just keep up the other Tidebinder. So this is like clearly their top deck, right? Welcome to Modern, baby. Welcome to updated state of Modern. Seems like a good turn to slam Lrien Revealed. Keep up the Spell Pierce? Is that ever relevant? Probably not. I think I'll cast the Ragavan. They have like A removal. It's kind of nice. Let's try to steal this Rhino, maybe. So I have 6 mana. Look, I could usually get away with casting Preordain. Explosives. I think I like being able to play this, attack for 5, and then pass. Can't we fire the Tidebinder and get double strike back? We can, yeah. That's a neat trick. Although, which one? It's this one, the one that still has the abilities, huh? So they must have Violent Outburst as their other card. Oh, no? Okay. Main facing it. Good double Spell Pierce. Good double Spell Pierce, untap, steal a Rhino, attack with Fury, Murktide, fire the Tidebinder, stopping double strike, kills. They have -1 Tidebinder. It seems okay. This just plays around like Force of Negation, which like they could have a Force of Negation as one of their last cards, because they had mana up and I double Tidebindered. Fury still has no abilities. It'll have abilities if I kill this Tidebinder, and so I can like. They'll probably just put the Rhino on top of it, then they'll trade. Oh, yeah, I guess I can't deal 1/1. If I could deal 1/1 and keep my Fury, it'd be pretty cool. Okay, so I guess the board will be somewhat empty. I think 3/2 is better than Ragavan here with them being at 9s. Like, probably doesn't matter a lot. I think we're just saving that for next turn. Can we just play 1 Spell Pierce to play around Force? I'll get to tap them out completely. Like, what if I'm wrong and they have Fire Eyes? I guess I also didn't really think about them blocking like this. So maybe I just trade here, ice their Rhino on their upkeep. Deal 5 with Merg, fire step, fire 1. Oh, right, lethal. I think I'm just still gonna ice. I think you had lethal if you let Ragavan live. Yeah, I think I had lethal too. Always kind of classic, like I just always gravitate towards the control plan on these kind of games. Okay, long match 1. We're 46 minutes into the stream. Tidebinder, like, immediately looking so impressive. This is something I really hope I get to do, because it sounds very, very fun. But, like, you know, name a deck that Shackles is good against. It's kind of, that's also something I've been trying to do. Affinity for fun. Thank you for the 42 months. Thank you. Welcome back. Do you still read NT over the Black Bears one? Yeah, we had a good run with it in the challenge over the weekend. I think it was a good scam matchup. We were 3-1 against scam in the tournament, 4-0 in leagues or something like that. We did lose to Corey, but we also lost to Corey, like having hit Sugu in both sideboard games. I actually, I played the next match off stream. I lost game 1 against scam, and then I beat scam when they drew Hidden Sugu in games 2 and 3, which is not going to happen that often, but felt kind of vindicating. Probably want to get a second Steam Vents this game. We shocked this turn, so maybe it's a little less obvious. We have Tidebinder. We drew another Steam Vents. Kind of punished. I'm going to ice them. Hammer, traditionally not a great matchup for these kind of decks. But I think with 4 Flame of Anor, it's probably okay. We can also Tidebinder the Urza Saga activation, potentially, and then they can only make 1 token. They also can't float a mana either. That being said, we'll have to... Ooh. Okay, now I would really like to play my Tidebinder so I can Flame of Anor 2 modes. So hopefully they give me a target. Oh wait, I could Tidebinder this now. I think that's good enough for me. Even if they like play a Pierce Paladin, I have the Flame of Anor. I feel like we're just gonna learn like a million cool lines with this card. So the best Shackles seem playable this matchup, seeing a 10-10 would be sort of sick. Is Shackles power or mana value? I think it's power, right? But I am again sincerely asking. Yeah, it's power, so hard to steal a 10-10. It would be sick though. Main deck Pithing Needle. Name Otawara immediately. Fastest Otawara name I've ever seen. And then you wouldn't like. I think I'm gonna go destroy Artifact Draw 2 to play around Surge of Salvation a little bit better. They don't have Surge of Salvation. So it's Flame Slash. And if I get Ginger Brooded, I get Ginger Brooded. Still 5 mana control magic. Yeah, I mean, again, I'm interested in trying Vidalcan Shackles with Enigma Jewel. If I can get it going, we're gonna have something really special in our hands. Let me actually put that in the notepad, which is lately it's just been my messages to Esther. Has been my notepad. Yeah, I mean, I would love for Shackles to be good though. Come on. Second Ginger Brute. So we're gonna need another Flame of Anor. Come on. So I don't think I can either go to 1 and lose. I guess I lose to Shadow Spear if I leave this alive. Maybe I kill Colossus Hammer and Ginger Brute. I think I'm gonna kill the Ginger Brute and the Paladin. It's really only bad against 3rd Paladin. Man, Flame of Anor is so good, dude. I think opponent thought their Saga had no mana ability. It didn't have it. It lost their mana ability. Wait, right. Artifact creature planeswalker. Oh, it does. Okay, sorry. We just keep learning. It's not any permanent. It's artifact creature or planeswalker. So you get to keep tapping for mana. Your thoughts on using Elven Course and Scales? I think that you have way too many non-creatures and scales. to really want to play Elven Chorus. You know, years ago I sold my like Legacy and Modern collection, and then after I started streaming again, it took me a while, but I started to buy back in, and the first things I bought when I bought back in were a playset of Snapcasters and a playset of Lightning Bolts, 4 and black border bolts. Yeah, their draws have been pretty good. So have ours though. If you bind a Saga, never gives the ability you counter. Yeah, I guess. Glass Cannon Goryo's new Galta. All Goryo's decks are Glass Cannon, or most of them are. But again, don't think about putting Galta in your Goryo's deck. Just put a Traxxas and Gristlebrand into play. That you almost always win the game in Modern when you Goryo's Vengeance to Traxxas. This is almost every single time going to be a winning line for you. Why, my dear chatter, do you want a Goryo's Galta and also have to have a bunch of gigantic uncastable dead cards in your hand? Okay, the answer is because it's very cool. I guess I'll go ahead and answer that one for you. But it's not something I recommend. 3 bolt here. Yeah, certainly a Timmy behavior. I mean, I guess I attack for 3 and just jam a Fury. My Alpha Praiser forever after yesterday. Not forever. I think people were really excited about yesterday. It definitely felt like there was something there. There was good, something there, but ultimately, like, once your opponents knew what you were doing, it was pretty easy for them to play around your deck's game plan, and despite having like some card quality and some good gaming, like being able to like Phantasmal image your opponent's Furies was like really, really nice. It didn't seem like a good Modern deck. Should the bolt be safe for Nexus? Why am I scared of Nexus? I need to if I don't draw Flame of Anor again, I need to like tempo them out here. So I need to be like able to like have a big board presence and like being attacking for 3. And so if I drew a 1 mana spell that turn, I could have Counterspell, Tidebinder, and that 1 mana spell available. If you're gonna play Fury, should you attack with both? No, then I'm chump blocking with Fury. I want to be able to chump block with Tidebinder and then attack for 9. And mostly I'm doing this. Mostly I'm just putting them into a spot where they can't attack anymore, and then if I'm just holding up a wall of interactive spells I can't lose. Did have to fade like a draw step here. Is one of Riptide Laboratory too cute? It's very cute. It might like genuinely be good. You would maybe have to cut your Archmage's charms, but it could genuinely be good. Steel Hammer. Well, the hammer stays attached to the Stoneforge. I could spend mana to equip, but I think I'm just gonna draw 2. I have 3 more Flame of Anors in the deck. Attack all, charm the hand attached hammer. Well, if I steal the attached hammer, it stays attached. It is very attached. You know what I mean? Okay, we'll just Lrien Revealed with Counterspell up. I think we're just chilling for the most part. See that now we've drawn a Flame of Anor. Yeah, it's been a while since we've had Charm against Hammer. Man, it's been a while since I've been this excited about it, like a control deck. Seems really good. Why not attack last turn, then 3rd Tidebinder made lethal? Because I'm mostly just chilling. I'm like super ahead if I just wait, but maybe ahead if I do that also. I don't know. I kind of just default into the control game plan a lot of the time. Maybe too often. Feels like this got the job done. Okay. Explosives, Dress Down, Flame Slash. I want 2nd Blood Boon. I want 1 or 2, I'm not sure. I'm gonna cut the Murktide. Cut the Spell Pierce, keep the snares in. Snares are really good here. Tidebinder's looking kind of good. Or very good. Sorry, Third Fury. Probably on the draw, just one Blood Moon. I'm down to cut 4th Counterspell, 4th Snapcaster. 4th Fire Ice. Let's trim some of the clunkier cards. Yeah, you know, this is one, I think, you know, Hammer is on the uptick. Traditional Murktide is kind of bad against Hammer. This deck with 4 Flame of Anor in the main deck seems to be likely pretty dang good against Hammer. Where Ragavan is a sideboard card. There's a certain spread of matchups where Ragavan is like one of the best cards you can have in your deck. You know, this is maybe not the most revolutionary idea, right? But against like specifically Living End and Tron, like Ragavan is just like the best card you could have as a as a blue mage, right? And so if I'm playing against those matchups, I'd really like to have a couple copies. But Ragavan in the main deck is, you know, not good or not very good. It's okay. You can main deck Ragavan, but it's not like one of the cards I'm most excited to register. And like the rest of the deck also is like very slow and very grindy and not very aggressive. And like you can't really translate like an aggressive start like you can in a traditional Murktide shell either. Where in your traditional Murktide decks, you have like, oh, I have Ragavans and I have Channelers and I'm just going to be able to kill you really quick. I have, you know, 4 Murktides in the deck. Ragavan just kind of has to deal. It's more of like a value card than an aggressive card. And I don't think this gets said enough, but a lot of the time Ragavan is an aggressive card. I don't know. I think that's kind of an obvious thing to say. Do you Fury here? Yeah, definitely. When I was testing for PT Barcelona, Seth had 2 Ragavans in the sideboard of his scam deck, and I thought it was really... I liked the tech a lot, and I was pretty close to playing that list. So we have 2 explosives, and we have... down. After we were unable to counter the Sanctifier. What happens when Tidebinder counters Urza Saga's Chapter 1 ability when ETB? So when that happens, the Saga never gains the ability to make mana, but then the next turn, it will gain the ability to make a construct, and the turn after that, it'll make a get a thing. Oh, also Snapcaster and Tidebinder can just block this. I'm probably going to draw 2 this turn. Oh, they're like, I kind of can't attack until the Snapcaster Tidebinder deck. I got my Giver of Runes. I'll attack with that one next turn. Oh, man. Right, we'll just let this happen. When I take the Giver, I think because I just have 2 bolts and I have 2 bolts and I have another like 3 mana spell, so like being able to like draw into a land and just be able to bolt 3 drop the next turn feels better. Taking Giver would be okay. Yeah, exclamation point steal, right? But I feel like I'd rather just be drawing cards here, hitting my land drops and like interacting for 1 mana. I think I'm bottoming both of these. Maybe could have kept Lrien Revealed to get a red source. But I'll just use my Flame of Anor this turn. I can snap Flame of Anor next turn. But it has Cauldron 3 cards. Yeah, I guess I could have bluffed like Tidebinder or something there. But they're gonna keep attacking because they have Giver. I guess I should also draw 2, right? This way I have 2 modes for my Flame of Anor next turn. I should also maybe main phase the Snapcaster. Oh, well. The curious case of too many cards. Seems pretty good to go like dress down, kill the Sanctifier, hold up Counterspell. The Sanctifier will lose the protection after the dress down enters, so we don't need to worry about this really. And this is, you know, the kind of the good scenario, the good timeline where we also get to hold Bolt up. I guess I could try to be kind of mindful to keep an answer, like a hard counter up for Kaldra. Them going land, hardcast Kaldra could be a way I could lose this. Maybe better Fury. No, Dress Down turns off Fury's ability, despite a lot of people think this is something that people still think. It was never the case, but people think that you can go like Fury, kill your opponent's board, and then Dress Down in response to the Fury trigger, keep your Fury around. That's just not a legal line, but it would be pretty cool. Yeah, or maybe you're saying just put a 3/3 double striker into play. If that's what you're saying, yeah, which I guess is what you're saying, because that's the like illegal play. You could do that. I'm chilling. I'm playing. I think for the most part, all roads are going to lead to Rome. But that does seem like a winning line. Holding Fury also seems like a winning line. Dr. Rapper with the 2. Thank you. In response, I chill. Like, I have a Snapcaster. Is that enough? Not enough threats? Maybe stealing is correct, though, so we don't go to discard. So they probably have a Surge if they're really in the tank about this. Oh, I have a Solitude. Which would have been pretty good against my or Evoke Fury line that y'all wanted me to take. Wait, they Solitude their own giver. Okay, so they can gain the life. Okay, I'm going to draw 2, kill your Solitude. Keep the counterspell up for your Kaldra. Yeah, they have, oh wow, they don't slam it. Because they want to get the life. I think it makes sense. So their hand is currently Hammer, Kaldra. Blood Moon to turn off the Ink Moths is kind of good here. Probably just bolt the main phase. But maybe, no, I should probably play Explosives on 2. Explosives on 1. Yeah, if they play we know their hands, so if they play Sanctifier, I can counterspell it and snap counterspell the Kaldra. Can you explain again why you don't like Scapekeeping and Steel Skyboard? I played with it and without. I don't opinion come to good in spots and not in others. I think Safekeeping is like a feel smart kind of card. It's one of these like, in my opinion, with scales, it's very difficult to hold up a green mana in a way that like super meaningfully like stops your opponent's interaction. It will happen sometimes, but it's like not that good against Force of Vigor. But maybe even more simply put, like Hardened Scales is a deck that is already like just by the way the deck is constructed, very good against interaction. Arcbind Ravager, Hangerback Walker, your Urza Saga. the Ozolith are all like incredible. Zabaz also are all incredibly good at just like letting you play through removal. Patchwork having ward. And so like having like this reactive instant is not something I've been very impressed by. And also like Welding Jar, while not stopping exile based removal, is like a 0 mana artifact, and is a card I would rather play in those spots. I think for the most part, safekeeping is like a feel smart kind of. If you play a Scales of Safekeeping on Inkmoth, then activate, then go on. That's a cool line for sure. It's okay, like, it'll be good sometimes, it'll be bad other times, just like every other card. I don't know. Uh-oh. Wooded Foothills. Land. I'll take it. No, don't spell pierce me. I'm a good man. A kind man. Oh, Lrien Revealed. Yes. It's kind of greedy to bottom the Lrien Revealed. I know the matchup is tougher for these style decks. Yeah, I think that matchup is probably better than I thought. I was mostly referring to like Murktide having a bad hammer matchup. There's Rhinos again. Sweating. We did beat Rhinos in match 1 today. Greedy? Yeah, but it's also like you gotta high roll. It's just like you gotta hit our freaking land drops. I don't know. It worked out, so it was obviously correct. Land. Let's go. Right on time. Everything's fine. Don't worry about it. How's Slash feeling? I'm liking Flame Slash. It's good against scams. It's just a good 1 mana removal spell. It's better than Heat in this deck, I think. Like, you just like never have Delirium for Heat. So they're missing their land drop here. I think I'm just gonna let them go to discard. And then they'll let me go to discard. Like, but that's what when you're stumbling and whatever, that's really when you need the high roll. Alright. We can play around Force of Negation or Subtlety. I'm gonna play around Force of Negation, since this is also the kind of higher upside play. Let's go. And we're not missing a land drop. And we have a wizard in play for Flame of Anor. Alright, so we're trying to hit a land off Preordain and go Flame Slash 8/8 Murktide. This could be my plan. Do I want to counterspell after that? I think it's about keepable. It is kind of bad if they Force of Negation the Flame Slash, then I can't Murktide. Tark with the 6 months. They welcome back. That was kind of petty of my opponent. Oh, dead Tidebinder, so I can't Flame of Anor. Does kind of stink. So I'm drawing Counterspell. They didn't Force of Negation Flame Slash. I'm gonna play around Dispute by just main phasing that. Can we Ice Keep Counter up? I think it's just too bad. You just get too behind on board if you do that. Counterspell's like not very good on turns where you're just like trying to stay alive, you know? You gotta thrive. Maybe it was okay. Might be my line this turn, so I can set up for another Murktide. A land would be good. Not so lucky. Yeah, maybe the keep the counterspell was a little greedy. I agree. I don't know. It was close. So I think I really want to Tidebinder this turn, so Flame of Anor is online. Maybe that's a little greedy. I feel like I'm maybe putting a damper in their plans. I don't know. Gonna bolt the agent. Take 4, go to 6. Tidebinder's been nuts. It's been so good. It's only been a few matches, but I've been impressed by it. Uh-oh. I think 6 down to 4. Is that the 4th Footfalls? I think it's the 3rd, and we Tidebindered one of them. Yeah, it's the 3rd. Okay, so we're at 4. We do draw a land. So I draw 2, kill Rhino. Fetch down to 3, play a Murktide. Chump a Rhino, block a Rhino, go to 1. How do they still have 3 cards in their hand? That Petty Theft was so good, too. They have their own Murktide? No, it's another Petty Theft. Okay. Game 2. So we won. I brought in the Ragavans in the play last time. And then we didn't draw it until super late. I'm gonna try it again. They got the Spell Snares, the Blood Moon, 2 Fire Ice, 2 Bolt. I feel like I did something else. Oh, I brought in the 3rd Fury. I brought in the 4th Flame Slash. I think I'm gonna go down to Flame Slash. I had like 2 in my opening hand a bunch and was like I'm also like pretty teched against Rhinos. Maybe I don't even. Because I have Flame of Anor, Archmage's Charm, Explosives, Fury, and like all my counterspells will land up well against Rhinos. Let me just do this. Fire is good for delaying Rhinos a turn, and like it's pretty mediocre otherwise, but I don't know, it's okay. It's a good card in general. I agree. I really want to keep in 2 bolts for subtlety though. Like a lot of times they just flash in subtlety, and being able like end of turn and being able to bolt it is a really big deal. First multiple bar Murktide is bad. Cutting your 1 copy of Murktide against Rhinos is kind of like lunacy in my opinion. I would always keep the first copy in. I cut bolt over slash. I think being able to kill the subtlety and instant speed matters a lot. But I could be wrong. I think I can. I'm gonna try to keep both. Bottoming the 2nd Snapcaster seemed okay, but I'll be able to go like Tidebinder or Flame of Anor on turn 3. And if I have the Flame of Anor in the yard, the 2nd Snapcaster seems like it'll likely be kind of nice. Why Preordain ever consider? It's better. It's sorcery. It is sorcery speed instead of instant. I know in your Snapcaster deck, but if you watch the last game, I kept a 1-land Preordain hand and I drew another Preordain and it allowed me to like actually play a game of Magic. If I consider instead, maybe I just can't keep that hand, but I don't get to play a game of Magic if it's consider instead. Seeing 2 cards instead of just 1, it's double the cards. It's pretty sick. Hard to draw 2 there. Lucky to draw a land. Could be very greedy and just slam Tidebinder. If you counter suspend one by Tasha's be counter. You have to wait until the last counter goes off, but yes. I'm going to ice their Katria Triumph, so if they have Violent Outburst, they have to cast it now, or they're not casting it at all this turn. If they have Dispute up, it's, not ideal. Not ideal. Kind of a sad draw. So maybe I'll go Snapcaster Ice with Spell Pierce up. GG's 13. And I can try to go Flame of Anor and Tidebinder the last counter. We'd also get lucky and like draw explosives. Okay, I think we just let this happen and then just cast Flame of Anor now. Hope for the best. Force, tough. Well, hopefully we can top deck explosives. Okay, so now I guess the plan is to Tidebinder the Footfalls, ice a token, double block a token, go to 8. Do you have subtlety? Alright, you lose these. You lose these. Yeah, but that's okay. Spell Pierce and Ice means you lived another turn. Yeah, it means I lived another turn, but then there's like more rhinos in play. Wait, I couldn't. You moved to Spell Pierce the Footfalls on suspend, or what am I missing? I have to Tidebinder and like try to double block an ice. It was like definitely the right line. Spell Pierce the Footfalls, yes. I think that is with Peace and Love, like the quintessential hindsight bias. It is so correct to try to Tidebinder, stop the Footfalls, Ice from the Rhinos, double block. That has to be the right line that turn. Then they hardcast Subtlety. Why would they hardcast Subtlety? They just pay for Spell Pierce. Why do we have to wait till the final turn to suspend before Tidebindering it? So you can Tidebinder suspend any time, but it only stops one counter from being removed. If you want to stop the thing, you have to, all the way. It has to be the last counter. But didn't they? They only cast the subtle. I'm pretty sure they hard cast Subtlety there. Oh, so spell. Oh, you said Spell Pierce the Footfalls after and not Ice. Oh, I mean, I just conceded because I felt that we were dead. I think I just draw. It's kind of weird. I want to draw 2 right here, and then snap Fire Ice this, or like Flame Slash or something. But I see what you're saying now. I see what you're saying. Yeah, Tidebinder can counter suspend card if it's the last counter, which is what we were going for there. So we have some options. I think I want to go Flame Slash the Bowmaster, then Preordain, and if I find a counterspell, great. If I find Murktide, I play that. I bottom both of these. Great. Thank you, 4 dogs. Tidebinder also seems so good in this matchup, countering Field of Ruin activations, countering like One Ring, triggers, locking down the One Ring. No basic mountains sort of stinks to this matchup. Yeah, I agree. Although Tidebinder helps a lot. And it's nice. It's also nice to have more basics in your deck compared to like Murktide. Like having 5 basics is nice. I like Subtlety over main deck Fury plus Murktide. I've been like so low on Subtlety lately. It has not been performing, I think, for me. I'm gonna chill. I think I don't want to like snap charm into Bowmaster. Can take another hit. So now we don't really have much reason to think they have a Bowmaster. I do think Blood Mooning this turn seems likely pretty nice. Stopping them from like being able to double spell super effectively. Discord 9 months? Yeah, hero decks all day, baby. Counterspell here seems okay. Could be bait. I want to use my mana though. I'm interested in like stopping the 2-for-1. Okay, so we do have a bolt for the Karn, so this isn't so bad. 9 Slinger with 20 a month. Thank you, welcome back. Okay, so they get the 1 ring, which I can snap Counterspell next turn, I suppose. So I drew another basic, which also lets me Preordain first. Thrilling with the 5-pack. That's very nice of you. Hope that you're doing well today, my friend. It's pretty risky for me to Tidebinder the ring. Still think it's like a card worth keeping. Especially if they don't main phase activate the ring. It's a nightmare. I got some good top decks. Yeah, if you got a gifted sub from Thrilling, make sure to thank them, of course. Probably an okay time to block, huh? Maybe we will flash in the 3-2 to block. Seems okay. Get some pressure in play. We have a counterspell if they have another ring. Or Karn. They have another push. They have Revolt on now, but it's okay. So they got 2 cards. I got 1 card, but it's a pretty good one. They play a Swamp. Now they got just 1 card. Alright, well. I'm in. 3-turn clock. Thanks, Filling. So they're playing the last card. Looks like maybe a 1 ring. Alright, both played off the top. Go, Fury, go. Thoughtseize. It's March. Pretty good. Man, they're even at a higher life total than they were when the Fury hit them. It's kind of punished for upkeeping the ice. Shout out to Consider. I think I just keep up Snap. Archmage's Charm this turn. They drew a Bowmaster. It's not ideal, but... No Bowmaster. Am I going to Lrien Revealed for my last basic island? It's kind of crazy to lose your Lrien Revealed like this. I'm just going to hold up Charm plus Tidebinder. Advise this is better for Lrien Revealed. Yeah, I think it was probably better overall. Cling to Dust is a scary card. It's basically like 1 mana draw 3. Maybe like their best drop deck, to be honest. Maybe we should have Archmage's Charm to draw and response. Looks like they're going to cling to dust looking for a Bowmaster, which they thankfully don't find. So I'm just going to go ahead and draw 2 again. Yeah, actually, I think at this point we just drew all gas, so let's get the last island. Is it 1 mana draw 3? Not really, but also like messes with my Snapcasters. Yeah, Tidebinder locks down Bowmaster, which is nice. It's pretty tempting to go snap Archmage's Charm here. I think it's fine to do so also, because we it's like a 4-for-1, and we have Flame of Anor for Shieldred, we have Tidebinder for Ring or Karn. Another March of Wretched Sora for 1,000,000, looks like. So I think I go 5 damage to my Snapcaster, draw 2. And I bolt them to not go to discard. The Dark Fire will not avail you. I only got 16 cards left in my deck. A not super surprising Fatal Push. And it's a little weird, but I think we do this. How many Snapcasters do I have left? I have 1 Snapcaster, and I have 1 Bolt left. And I have at least 1 more Fire Ice, so I will have enough. If I just draw my deck, I can burn them out. Do I want to Tidebinder this? I think, yeah. I think try to Tidebinder it, and then even if they kill my Tidebinder, I can Fury the Karn. Okay, so they are out of cards. They kill my Tidebinder. I get to Slam Fury, kill Karn, hold up Counterspell. Right, GG. Oh, they have Cling to Dust still, I guess. Yeah, they still have Cling to Dust, so they go to 5. I guess I shouldn't have fired them, but they back it in anyways. Yeah, Tidebinder is really good. So I don't think I'm bringing in Ragavan against the Bowmaster deck. I'm gonna cut my Flame Slash. I'm gonna cut probably both Furies. I think 1 Blood Moon's a fine number. I don't really need a lot more than that. I'm definitely bringing in the Force of Negation. I think I'm bringing in the Spell Pierces also. They kind of never get dead because of March. Maybe they play around it. Bolt is kind of nice against Karn. I don't think I want 4 bolts, though. I think I want 3. Fire Ice and Spell Snare are pretty good answers to Bowmasters. I'll bring in the Needle. Needle's really good against them. Cyber Wreckmaster Tron. Mostly Tron and Living End. There'll be a few other matchups you bring them in, though. Sometimes you bring them in on the play, not the draw. I bring them in against Burn. Bring them in. I brought them in on the play against Rhinos. Narset is good. She's okay. She's kind of hard to tap out for on the draw because your opponent has like infinite 4-drops. I think she's a lot better on the play. Yeah, keep those basics in the deck. Leyline of the Void. So Snapcaster can't flash anything back. My Murktide costs 7 mana. It's okay, I think. How good is Flame? Flame's good. It kills Shieldred. Draws 2 end of turn. Can kill Bowmaster. Alright, with 2 Lrien will cycle here. So I'm not going to go for Snapcaster until I have Snare up for Bowmaster. Which version of MTS would you like the most? The red one, the list I played at the showcase. I would play it again too in a tournament. Right, hit their real second land. Go, Ambush Viper, go. White Flame such overheat. You're just like it is so ambitious of Blue Moon players to play Unholy Heat in their deck. It is just like the most ambitious shit ever. Y'all are not getting Delirium. It's not gonna happen. You have no Mishra's Bauble in your deck, and you have almost no creatures. Also, like, scam players will really aggressively turn one Fury you if they know you're on blue-red deck, and having Flame Slash is like really, really good against that, of course. Insane top deck. Tidebinder is so good. The card is so good. Not gonna main phase Field to ruin me. Surely I would not have 2 Tidebinders in my deck. Is Time Barter what Nimble Obstructionist wished it was? Maybe, like, you know, maybe kind of simply put, a 3/2 is better than a card. A 3/2 in play is a lot better than a card in hand. And then also has the extra ability of like Pithing Needling, like relevant permanents, of course. So they have 3 mana after this, which means they can't play a 4 mana spell. Sure. So they got 3 cards in their hand. What's the plan for dealing with line? Just ignore it? Yeah. They just make sure Snapcaster's 2/1s, and you're one of Murktide 7-drop. You have an Otawara, I guess, but you don't need like a big plan for it. It's not that big a problem. They're gonna run me out of red sources with even a single more Field of Ruin. Oh, but not if I draw another Tidebinder. Do you like this over Tidebinder Rhinos? I mean, it's kind of apples and oranges to some extent, right? I don't really know why you... Yeah, they both have Tidebinder in them. For sure. We're 1-1 against Rhinos today, so a little bit hard to say. Opponent also, like... too scared of the Tidebinder. Played into it earlier. I'm gonna maybe, like, incentivize them to go for it. So what's nice about this is they can't double Field of Ruin me. I guess they can if they kept the coffers, actually, first. Which they did not do. It's so good against Field of Ruin because they have to tap 2 mana first, also. It's crazy against this. Spell Piercing this seems kind of nice, but also so does just like letting it die and holding up counter magic forever. Probably need to bolt this actually so I can save Counterspell for Shieldred. What's the minimum count for pitch cards? Is there a formula? Kirsten has some articles on like on pitch card count. It's a little bit weird. It kind of depends on like how many cards you draw. Are your pitch cards, how hard castable are your pitch cards? I think you can cheat a little bit on some numbers. I even like sometimes like I'll play Force of Vigor and the sideboard of decks that only have like 12 green cards. Even though that's like people typically people say like, you know, 14, 15, 16, 17. People have different numbers for the minimum. But typically like I've gone as low as like 12 blue cards for Force of Vigor post board. But just because like Force of Vigor is just so much better than everything else, it's like it may be like not super optimal like compared to Force of Vigor in other decks, but it's still like a degree better than anything else, if that makes sense. Oh, I can't undo the scry. I should have kept Flame of Anor on top. So go Counterspell plus draw 2. In fact, I think I don't even cast this Archmage's Charm because I just kind of lose if they drew a Bowmaster. I just get to chill for a turn and see what it develops. And if they don't Bowmaster my Flame of Anor, they probably won't have it, and then we can draw 2 off the Charm. Bowmaster certainly getting in. Draw 2. Man, I could steal the Orc army. I think instead what I'll do is just flash in Tidebinder. Now I can just 2 mode. Clean this up. Is that 12 cards other than... I usually count the Force... I count the Force of Vigors. I pitch Force to Force all the time. But just 12 total cards including the Force. Seemed okay there. Got a very pretty hand at least. I think I'm okay to tempo a little bit. Tempo is when you counterspell a removal spell. That is the only thing that tempo is. It's also like baits 4-mana non-creature spell pretty hard, although it does kind of lose to like land shielded also. Tempo is when you play a 7-mana 3/3 against your opponent's Leyline of the Void. Do you know what tempo is in chess? Is it en passant? Yeah, let's get a forward prediction going. Deck's looking good. You're supposed to keep these, right? I basically always do. Like, yeah, I've 22 lands. I have, including the Lrien Revealed. I also have like 3 more Preordains defined. If I hit 1 land, I get to ice and cantrip again. Ding, ding, ding. Excuse me. My force opponent to make a piece move twice in 2 turns while you develop your pieces. Cool. Used to play a lot of chess when I was younger. Kind of wanted to get back into it. Flooded Strand Breeding Pool. And what is this? A Gigantha. Flooded Strand Breeding Pool Gigantha Nikala. Okay, so I mean it's just Domain Zoo, but... Keeping up a Snare for Kavu seems kind of nice. Chess puzzle stream win? Yeah, all the chess nerds. Very exciting. Yeah, I could be a good bullet player, probably. Be the best damn bullet player you ever seen. Wait, hold on. Tidebinder is insane against Kavu. You can counter the attack trigger. Oh, sorry. I should have kept... What am I doing? I don't know why I'm thinking... I want to fire instead. Obviously, just bolt instead. Keep up the counterspell instead of the spell snare. But Tidebinder's insane against Kavu. You counter the trigger and then it just kills the Kavu. Wow. Maybe they'll play into the snare. Yeah, maybe Tidebinder to scam also. Yeah, super punish though. Sorry. That was gonna be kind of tough to beat. I guess I had Flame of Anor and Flame Slash and stuff. Yeah, I guess that was a maybe better line. Yeah, I think I just found the worst line. I obviously, like, I drew the bolt for turn, and I was just like, in my head, I'm like, if I draw a red card, I get to make this line with Fire Ice. But the line was also, I think, not as good as just scamming with the Tidebinder. I don't think I'm supposed to Tidebinder this Windswept Teeth. I could be wrong. I kind of be able to, like, draw 2 and dig for an answer to this. They only have 3 cards also. Although it looks like they have Stub. Maybe not, though. Still no answer to Scion. Oh, right, but we lose the Double Strike. Okay, so probably not as good. So I guess I have to counter the Heath so they can't Gigantha me. Maybe I could just counterspell Gigantha. Yeah, I think there's a good chance they have Tribal Flames in their hand also, so tapping out of Snare is probably less than optimal. They're flooding hard, says chat. Okay. As my opponent has 4 spells in their hand. So I guess I die. I am taking 7 here. Yeah. They're floating hard. Opponent with uses all their mana to cast 3 spells this turn. Okay, we're bringing the extra Blood Moons. I did punt this game pretty bad. 3 spells in Gigantha. I mean, Gigantha's a spell. I mean, the rest of their cards were 3 they triple spelled me there. Okay. Fury's like so hit or miss. 2 feels like an okay number. I think I like 1 Spell Pierce also. He cut the yeah. I'm just teasing. I think cutting Charms to maintain the mana curve seems fine. Trimming a Fire Ice seems okay. Trimming a Snapcaster seems okay. Maybe could trim a Bolt. They're putting Ragavan in a Coddle. Couldn't you have binded the domain creature? No, a trigger has to be on the stack for Tidebinder to have a target. Tidebinder does seem really good against them. They play a ton of fetch lands. It kills Kavu. Notice from my brews, they rarely include cards like Dismember, Bone Crusher, and Borrower. Are they always up suboptimal? I mean, I've played all of those cards before. I think Bone Crusher and Borrower mostly suck. Yeah, like we have like a long running meme that like one Brazen Borrower solves all your problems, and you have just fixes all your bad matchups because that's kind of how people act with it. Card is like flexible but weak. Mostly they're Cascade cards. But Dismember is good. I mean, I play Dismember pretty often. Usually the sideboard. Wizards to pitch bolts instead of fire. So in my brain, I'm like, if I draw a red card, I get to do this thing where I evoke Fury, then Fire Ice. That's just what I usually pre-plan all my turns so I can talk to chat. And that's what my brain is. Kavu, dang it. That was my plan. And then when I drew the bolt, like I just didn't register that it was better at that point to pitch to the Fire Ice. Yeah, I didn't reevaluate. My mental flowchart for the next turn didn't include draw bolt. It just included draw red card. Top Triome. Wild Neck Cattle. I think I have to play a Tidebinder out. Just need to be able to block this. And like Tidebinder next turn. I keep targeting Tidebinder to its own trigger, which is funny. Alright. So tentatively take 7, then untap Slam Fury. Hopefully we also can Tidebinder or something. Like that. Gigantha into hand, okay. So I'm going to run out the Tidebinder again, I think. Draw Flame of Anor, we're pretty happy. I think I have to get the tap Steam Vents here, despite opening myself up to another removal. I'll leave the Tidebinder back to block, also. Could just be dead to, like, Tribal Flames Bolt or something. Double Tribal Flames. Held after Pro Tours, UCB PT every set, but obviously sets coming out every day. It doesn't seem to happen anymore. Yeah, every day. There are 3 Pro Tours a year plus 1 Worlds, and so it feels like it's been a while since there's been a Pro Tour, because like the last Magic Con was Worlds instead of the PT. Okay, it did do Tribal Flames. No Tribal Flames yet. It's good news. I think I'm gonna go Snap Preordain. So they do have Gigantha in their hand. They don't have Tribal Flames. They could have a Bolt. They could have another Binding. Those are probably the main things to be concerned about. So Icing this seems like the line I want to take, since I have 4 Flame of Anors to draw into, and it would just be like so insane to draw into one. Obviously, I could have also blocked, and then the problem is they played Gigantha. I fire 1 to Nikado, 1 to them, and then I don't have the chumper for Gigantha in play anymore. Maybe they have Stub in their hand. I feel like they would have stubbed, maybe not. So playing a spell. Hopefully it's like a Binding, so I can Tidebinder it. I think I have to counter. Maybe the last card is Stub. They're playing around like Flame of Anor here. So I flash in Tidebinder. Block here, jump here. It does kind of feel like that last card is Stub, huh? Not much we could do about it. Oh, it's not. It's not Stubborn Denial. It is Tear Asunder. Shout out to Spell Pierce. So I can draw exactly Fury or Lrien Revealed into like Bolt, Red Card Fury or something like that. Ah, oh, Murktide Regent. So close. So close. Yeah, just couldn't quite stabilize. Okay, 3-2 first league. Normal Blue Moon record. Let's do another one. I had a good time. Couldn't you ice and play Snapcaster EOT? I mean, Snapcaster Preordain requires sorcery speed. So we're really trying to dig for a Flame of Anor. Just couldn't find one.